First, I'm going to talk about the character design, and I know that some of you may roll your eyes. It's like, oh, we're talking about this again. No one cares. But trust me, I will tie it in with the rest of the video and the rest of the review. So, as you can see, this is the Necromancer. They definitely modern audienced her. I mean, it's definitely not like the Necromancers from Guild Wars, is it? Because that would be incredibly problematic, because the game might even sell just based on that. Like, you put that on a box, and I guarantee to you, at least 10% of the sales would just be because people see the fancy Chiquita on the box. But again, like, you know, companies don't want to make money anymore, so they're not going to do that. Instead, they want realistic depictions of women. I don't know where you find this, to be honest. Like, maybe in California, yeah. But it's not just her. Like, when you look at other characters, it is impossible. Next to impossible. Very difficult, let's put it like that. It's very difficult to create a beautiful female character in this game. The men, however, that's no problem. Like if you are a homosexual, and I do not mean that as in a pejorative sense, but as a person who actually like other men, you will not have an issue with this game. Like, you still get your eye candy, you can still be satisfied. But for the rest of us, it is very difficult, right? I mean, this is actually a skin condition. Nothing wrong with it, by the way. Alright, like, you want representation, but I guess the ladies that look like this do not feel represented. And, of course, you know, I'm looking at this lady, and I'm thinking, my god, if I had this chin in high school, like, if I had this jawline in high school, holy shit, I would have walked in any room and all of the women would get moist. Like, I would have not had any problem with dating. Look at this. Look, absolutely beautiful. But, yeah, so, as you can imagine, almost every single female character looks like this. Very progressive. And it doesn't surprise me, because this is what they did with Diablo 2 Remake. I mean, this is how the original Amazon was supposed to be like, and this is what they made. But you know what I think? I think this is the level where the developers from California are at. Okay? Like, if you're a corporate man in California, the HR lady feeds you with soy until you're literally that unattractive that this is the only type of woman that would look at you. And this is their universe, alright? Like, this is their lived experience. This is the only thing they know how to depict. They cannot depict anything else because they just do not know about these women, because they avoid them like the fucking plague. Women that look like this have a level of ultra instinct when it comes to California game developers. Like, if they walk the street, the woman just knows to go into the other neighborhood so that they don't meet them, because the soy is so radioactive to them that they're like, you know what, like, I just don't want to deal with this person. So the only women that they have in their life is women that look like this, women that look like this, and of course women that look like this. And then you have this, right? Like, this is literally their level, so I'm not going to pick on them anymore. Let's talk about the game, right? Why do I keep bringing this up? These are signs that the game is woke, okay? This is not the problem. It's not the fact that this is in the game that makes the game unenjoyable. Because you would say it has nothing to do with it. It's kind of like when you have cancer, okay? And you have a cough. Because you have the cancer. The cough isn't the problem. The persistent cough that doesn't go away, it tells you that you may have cancer. When I see female characters that look like this in a video game and male characters that look good, this tells me that there is a very high probability that the game is shit. For example, classic Blizzard, Day 1 server fail. I mean, what can be more Blizzard than this, especially with the Diablo game, right? Like, a lot of people had problems logging into the server. The animations are bad. It looks like a Korean game. They actually used the UI from Diablo Immortal, making me wonder just how much money did they use on this game. It's very bizarre. There is no dismemberment. So there is a little bit of blood. Like, you get to see a little bit of blood, which goes away over time, but there is no dismemberment. And, you know, like, it sounds like it's not a big deal. But there was nothing more satisfying than, like, in Diablo, when you threw a meteorite into a group of enemies and you see the blood splatter and all of that. You don't get it in this game. I don't know why. It's so weird, because, like, you throw the meteorite and the enemies just slowly fall down. And it looks so unappealing. It doesn't feel satisfying. And it's so easy to make a Diablo game. It's a hack and slash, but there's no hacking. Path of Exile 2 looks much better than a Blizzard product. I can't believe I'm saying this, but here we are. Path of Exile 2 looks ways better than whatever this garbage is. They inundate you with cutscenes, I've been told. Now, it's too early to tell because it's a beta, right? But like everyone that has been following things for the last 10 years knows that a beta is actually just a free promo to the game. It's a demo. They're not going to change much, okay? I will eat crow if they change things significantly once the game is out. But you always have the shills that say, well, it's a beta. And then the game is out. Well, it's day one. Wait for the first. And then by the first patch, when things still don't get fixed, those people just vanish, right? Like I really dislike these people. No, it is 2023, all right? The beta is the product. You're not going to get much difference between what you're playing right now and how the game is going to be at launch. And from what I have seen, the game is a 5 out of 10. All right, I would say it's Korean MMO level without the ushikushi levels. Like South Korean MMOs that I have played actually play much better than Diablo 4. And of course, you may say, well, what about the story? It was kind of meh from what I've seen, but I genuinely think that what they're trying to do, if given what we saw with Diablo Immortal, is that they're going to try to milk people with microtransactions. Like, that's what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to make Diablo into another microtransaction simulator where they're going to try to milk you from every single penny. Because this is what the woke ideology does once it goes into a development company. It stops focusing on making good game. And I genuinely think why this ties all together, right? Because like, what does the art have to do with the gameplay? People who are creative, people who actually make good games, they're not left-leaning. And they get fired from the company. They are the ones that are problematic, and they get fired. So you end up with a bunch of people that are either too afraid to speak out, they're either too afraid to say anything, or they're just incompetent. And they cannot produce stuff, right? Like when you see this shit, it tells you about the type of people who worked on the project. And it doesn't make any sense. Like basic marketing tells you that tits sell. This has been true throughout the entire history of mankind. Why would you purposefully remove them? What is the reason behind it? Why can't you make attractive female characters? Why is this so fucking hard? And the answer is, it's not hard, okay? Like, you can go on Tumblr and you can find art of Diablo characters that's attractive. The reason they don't do it in the game is because of ideological reasons. And that ideology doesn't even believe that meritocracy exists. They do not believe in merit. They do not believe that people should try to be successful. They don't even fucking believe in competition. So because of that, you end up with a game that is not fun, that is usually broken. And by the way, from what I understand, the difficulty is also very low. I'm pretty sure people will say, well, yeah, but like most Diablo games have low difficulty. Probably, but it's boring as fuck, right? Path of Exile isn't like that. And that is the competitor. So I am actually excited to wait for Path of Exile. And in my mind, that's going to be the new Diablo game. Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.